Ray 2O penis. Got him.
Okay, so the deal for today. Lewis, do you want to explain what's happening? Because I don't want to talk about it much.
Whoa, thanks. I want to read Project Nightmare on the stream so I can use it for a funny video.
Yeah, that's exactly. Is that like verbatim what I sent you as a message?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not everyone knows about the Project Nightmare shit. So what happened was, when I was a little baby fetus, like 13, there was a YouTuber called Some Ordinary Gamers, okay? And I was a huge fan of him because he did creepypasta readings, and I fucking loved creepypastas when I was a little baby. What I wanted to do was I wanted to create a creepypasta because all these ones, like the Super Mario 64 one where he comes out of the screen at you, I always thought those were really fucking scary, and I thought they'd actually happen. So to, one, combat my fear of this happening, and two, to create a story that would hopefully blow up, I decided to make my own creepypasta about a game that personally scared me, Banjo-Kazooie, which I don't know how Banjo-Kazooie could fucking scare any sane human, but it scared the shit out of me. So I took all of my internalized fears and I put them into a creepypasta that I didn't even upload to the creepypasta website. I just directly YouTube messaged it to Some Ordinary Gamers, and I didn't think much of it. But two weeks later, I think, I was just browsing on my fucking iPod Touch on YouTube, and lo and behold, he had made a video about the creepypasta I immediately regretted making. We're gonna be looking at the creepypasta and reading it out. Jesus Christ! I forgot about the fucking, like, images people made for it. Let's take a look first. Let's look at these. Fuck, man, I hate looking back on this. It's gonna be great. Obviously you can see that Jeff the Killer is the second image, so obviously that means I made it up there with Jeff the Killer. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, let's read it out. Do you want to read like sentence for sentence?
Wait, do you want me to read some of it?
Yeah, I'll paste it in the. We'll go back and forth each paragraph. Banjo-Kazooie is one of the greatest games for the Nintendo 64. I remember having this game when I was 8 or 9 years old. I always thought that the game was funny in some ways, but in other ways it was quite scary. Go ahead.
Nowadays, I spend my time researching the betas for video games. I came across many, such as the Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Sunshine. But the most interesting seemed to be Project Nightmare.
Project Dream was what was supposed to be Banjo-Kazooie, but for the Super Nintendo. After it was changed to Banjo-Kazooie, fans seemed to like it more. I thought that Project Dream would have been the coolest video game ever. I searched all over the internet for a ROM to download, but nothing came up.
As I researched Project Dream more and more, I found out that the main villain of the game would be Captain Black Eye. That name, for some reason, caught my attention. I couldn't see what this Captain Black Eye character looked like because there had only been 2 known images of the game, both only showing the main character, which was a boy named Edison.
I had no clue if any of that was clue. I had no clue if any of that was true. I'm actually... Forget it. Forget it, dude. I'm too far gone.
No clue.
I googled Captain Black Eye to see exactly what he is. As soon as I saw his face, I remembered. He was from Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, and that was how I had remembered him. I realized since Captain Black Eye was supposed to be in Project Dream, I should check out the actual game itself to see if there was any other things used from Project Dream that were in Banjo-Kazooie. I went to my basement to find the N64 with Banjo-Kazooie.
I dug some cool things up like Mario Kart 64 and Gex.
That's pretty cool.
I finally found Banjo-Kazooie, which was hiding right under the N64 this whole time.
Holy cannoli. I returned upstairs and set up my old N64. I blew dust out of the cartridge and pushed it in. It took me a few tries to get it to start up, but when it did, it was 100% ready. Although I could say I was nervous, I guess I didn't really know. Okay.
The game began with the Rare logo, but instead of it squishing a bug and going into the intro, it was just a black screen that said the logo for Rare with no music, then simply skipped to the file select screen. I didn't notice this at the time and kept playing. The first file was with Banjo laying in bed. This file is from when I first got the game and I decided it was my best bet to continue on from there. That's crazy.
I like how I try and emphasize the things that are like fucking stupid. Like Banjo was laying in bed, like, yeah. Okay. When I selected it, Banjo didn't even wake up. Okay, it was important. Banjo didn't wake up. I was a little confused by this, but I wasn't too concerned either. It began at a black screen for about 14 seconds with no audio except the witch, Grunty, laughing for 14 seconds. After the black screen, I appeared in Grunty's lair entrance. I went with what I remembered and walked straight to Mumble's Mountain. Went in there. Fuck, Jesus Christ, dude. I can't tell if this is bad writing or I'm just stupid. When I went in there, I didn't see what I remembered.
Mumbo was standing in front of a level entrance, sobbing in a corner, sitting down. I interacted with him and Mumbo said, "What was seen will never be unseen." The message kept repeating over and over. Didn't matter how many times I pressed A, he didn't stop.
It's actually getting uncomfortable. Like, I'm actually scared. So
Turn the stream off.
I might have to. The nervous feeling inside of me grew. I wasn't sure what to do, but I reset the system to find out what the hell was happening. I thought that just maybe I was at a specific part in the game that I couldn't remember. So I reset the system and tried starting again on the same file. This time, the game just automatically brought me to Grunty's lair once again. This time, her portrait was hanging. Her portrait that was fucking hanging became something different. If I'm correct, I believe it was
Captain Black Eye.
It shocked me to see this, as it was never supposed to be here. I knew this for a fact when I saw it. I had an uncomfortable feeling and I had to shut the Nintendo 64 off. I was alone that night and couldn't fall asleep. I kept having these strange feelings about that painting. It seemed that there was some way the game sort of knew I wanted to research Project Dream.
I went to bed trying not to think about anything Banjo-Kazooie related. I watched TV to try and help me out of this, but his face, it just couldn't stop showing up in my mind. I ended up sleeping that night, but when I woke up...
I put the cartridge in the N64 once more. It started up normally for once. I actually began the game in Banjo's house and started playing, but also being very cautious at the same time. When I went outside, the audio cut off. A text box appeared with no head to show who is speaking, and it said,
"Sure, you pesky, you will suffer for stealing me glory."
Bet you're glad you didn't have to read that. The screen then quickly faded to black.
What I saw next was horrifying. Not even meant to be in a video game. ... The screen showed a forest like in the intro to the game. You could see the grass and the trees. It was very quiet. The screen stayed there for a good 2 or 3 minutes while I was just watching. Then suddenly Banjo popped up right in front of the camera screaming. His pupils were very tiny. I think he'd gone insane. Kazooie out of his backpack with no eyes whatsoever. Banjo began flailing his arms around like he does for one of his attacks in the game.
Banjo stopped screaming. He approached the camera and whispered, "It's over. It's all over."
Banjo just started to bleed. Banjo just started to bleed from the eyes and eventually just died. The camera zoomed out for a while and then Grunty laughed and repeated over and over.
I was in shock. I felt like passing out, puking, even crying, but somehow I managed to just sit still and stare down Banjo. After around 5 minutes, the screen went black. I took the game out, went to my room and stared at it. Trembling in fear, I had no idea what to do.
I wrapped the game up and used bubble wrap and sold it on eBay. The buyers surely didn't know what they would get into. I felt a bit happy getting rid of it, but the fear kept overtaking the happiness. I tried to email the Nintendo several times about this, but they would just tell me I am insane, and they tell me they aren't involved with Banjo-Kazooie.
That's That's
Actually
Project
happened.
Nightmare.
Actually happened.
It actually did happen. That's a fun fact about it. What'd you think about that? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, it's a pretty good story, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yar, it's me, Captain Black Eye, and I've captured your precious Ray for making shitty YouTube content. You're better off subscribing to that nice young Texas man, Ryan Kelly. So what will it be, scallywags? What will it be? Subscribe to Ryan Kelly, or ye be walking the plank. Hurdy, har har har.
Oh no! It looks like Captain Black Eye has captured Ray 2 OP, and the only way you can save him is like this video, subscribe to the Ray 2 OP YouTube channel, and check out his Twitch and Discord. Links in the description. What are you waiting for? Hurry!